Beautiful. Hi everyone, my name is Mila and I'm a product manager here at Bright Pattern. And I'd like to welcome you all to our release webinar dedicated to Bright Pattern 533. And before we dive into the details, let's just take a quick look at today's agenda. We're going to focus on 4 exciting areas, starting with task and email automation that relies on both the regular scenario logic and the new AI-powered capabilities. After that, we'll take a deep dive into the new and improved AI features that streamline the setup and introduce more control over AI-driven conversations, along with a few other major enhancements. Next, we'll move on to features that optimize agent capacity and workload distribution, and cover several email and case management enhancements shortly after that. Finally, we'll wrap things up by covering a few smaller but impactful product additions. And of course, as always, we'll have our Q&A session at the end of our webinar. So stay tuned for that. All right, without further ado, let's dive in. And as promised, we're starting today with one of the most impactful updates in this release. 533 expands our automation suite beyond voice and chat interactions by introducing task and email scenarios. With this release, we're extending full scenario logic to tasks and emails, introducing the same intelligent control you already enjoy with voice and chat. With this update, you can use live metrics like queue lengths, agent availability, and wait times to dynamically distribute and escalate task and email interactions. You can apply custom logic and utilize AI to effortlessly automate every part of your business process, from classification and routing to fully autonomous handling. These new scenario types support all scenario blocks previously available in workflows, carrying over important functionalities like CRM screen pops, access to external data sources, and more. But beyond that, task and email scenarios feature a set of brand new blocks tailored specifically for these interaction types. Some of these blocks you can see on the screen on the right, for example, the new item completed block that finalizes scenario processing for an email or a task, or the move to service queue block that allows to remove an item from agent's personal queue, supporting effortless escalation and rerouting paths. So we can now proudly say that Bright Pattern offers intelligent automation across every channel. Isn't it awesome? And now that we've covered the newest addition to our scenario automation suite, let's continue the conversation, but this time with a focus on the real powerhouse behind every automated process, the AI. From smarter routing and richer context handling to full omni-channel support and expanded provider options, this release brings major upgrades across every part of our AI experience. Let's take a look. I know that many of you are familiar with our AI agents and have seen it in action across voice and chat interactions. Well, with this release, we're taking a leap forward, transforming our AI agents into fully omnichannel assistants, capable of handling emails, tasks, and post-interaction workflows with the same level of intelligence and flexibility. AI agents can now be used in the new email and task scenarios that we just covered to handle a variety of use cases, from improving routing precision with smart intent detection to creating draft replies and recommending next best actions, to providing fully autonomous handling with dynamic updates on case and task fields and auto-reply capabilities. What's more, 533 brings the AI agent to workflows, effortlessly automating post-interaction work, like summarizing transcripts and extracting key insights to perform root cause analysis of low sentiment interactions, for example, streamlining follow-up actions like sending reminders or scheduling callbacks, and extracting clean, actionable data, ensuring efficient downstream processing while reducing manual effort. So now that AI agents are expanding into new channels, it's even more important to ensure that their setup and deployment is smooth and straightforward. And admittedly, that hasn't always been the case so far. That's why in this release, we focused heavily on delivering usability improvements to our voice and chat AI agents. To start, as we've seen, one of the most common points of confusion has been around configuring requested outcomes and the corresponding data variables. So we've decided to offload that task to the AI itself. All you need to do is write your instructions prompt as usual, and everything else is automatically generated by the selected AI model and presented for your review directly in the Blocks UI. As you can see on the screen, I'm instructing my AI agent to verify the customer with the following data: their full name, their billing street address, as well as city, state, and zip code, and their email. I click the new Generate Outcomes button, and my prompt is sent to the AI for interpretation. And once the processing is done, I can see that the requested outcome was populated with the appropriate value. The customer has been successfully verified, and we have all of our data definitions in place. Of course, I can edit any of the generated values or repeat this step while tweaking my instructions prompt until I get the perfect result. This feature not only accelerates setup and reduces guesswork, right? It also gives you early insight into how well the selected AI model understands your instructions, helping you fine-tune prompts before testing them live. But of course, automating part of the AI agent setup was only one part of the puzzle. We also knew that in complex scenarios, maintaining context between AI agents was a major pain point, especially when trying to keep the conversation coherent across multiple steps. Before, we tried to solve this by passing full interaction transcripts from one AI agent to another, which not only added extra charges for token consumption, but more often than not led to outcomes being prematurely triggered by previous customer utterances. With this release, we reimagined our approach to context management, making it smarter, more customizable, and less expensive. You can now configure context to include transcript summaries, key variables, and even custom data from API calls or CRM actions, preventing repeated questions and enabling more intelligent handoffs to the next AI or even human agent in the line. Our next big upgrade in this release is that you now have greater control over the AI agent's behavior, with the ability to fine-tune the underlying model's creativity and customize the system prompt per scenario to ensure that every conversation hits the mark. On top of that, full AI conversation transcripts are now saved directly in the interaction records, giving your QA teams and quality managers full visibility over AI-handled interactions, and making it easier to iterate and improve your AI agent's performance over time. Finally, we've redefined the AI agent UI across the board with inline guidance, cleaner layouts, and better error handling to make onboarding and configuration easier than ever, ultimately making AI agent accessible to a wider range of users. Lastly, with all of these improvements in place, we also wanted to give you better flexibility over what powers your AI agents. In 5.33, we've expanded our AI provider integration suite to support the Claude family of models introduced by Anthropic AI, including models like Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku, with a variety of options for accuracy, speed, and cost control. Additionally, we've introduced a new custom AI gateway for those of you who work with other providers like Cohere, Grok, Azure OpenAI, or even your own in-house models. This gateway supports any model compatible with OpenAI's chat completion API, making it easy to experiment, switch, or scale based on your unique use cases and compliance needs. Alrighty, now that we've covered how AI is becoming smarter, faster, and easier to deploy, let's switch gears and talk about human agents. Because even with all of the automation in place, the frontline teams still play a critical role. And ensuring that their capacity is managed efficiently is just as important as optimizing bots. That's why this release includes powerful enhancements focused on agent workload distribution and capacity logic, designed to help you get more out of every agent while maintaining service levels across channels. So let's take a look. And we're going to start by talking about a challenge that most of us are familiar with: chat latency. It's no secret that customers often pause to type or get distracted during chat interactions, which leaves your agents hanging, clogging up their capacity and preventing them from receiving new work as a result. That's why we've introduced adaptive capacity allocation that provides a smarter way to handle this type of situations. So how does it work? Well, you can now configure to dynamically reduce the capacity used by slow responding chats based on the customer's recent reply behavior. This frees up agents' bandwidths while removing the need for requeuing and preserving chat continuity. Because the interaction stays with the same agent, right? And any associated contacts like screen pops or chat transcripts are preserved in the agent's view. The result? Well, agents can now handle more conversations in parallel without slow chats blocking their productivity. This is especially helpful in high-volume environments where every bit of capacity matters. Now, let's talk about how to keep your agents balanced and ready across different interaction types, like voice calls, chats, and emails, without manual juggling. We introduce automated skill rotation that helps you to ensure that a set number of agents remain available for specific channels even while they're busy with other interactions. And here's how it works. You simply define a group of agents sharing a common skill set. You choose a target skill, for example, customer care, as you can see on our example on the screen. And the system periodically rotates the skill value among eligible agents, lowering it to 0 for some agents to reserve their capacity and raising it to 100 for others. You can also specify a minimum number or percentage of agents who always have the skill lowered, effectively reserving their availability for other types of interactions. This automation means that agents won't get fully consumed by one interaction type, like we often see with overlapping chats, right? Leaving no room for voice interactions to come through. Ultimately, this allows you to ensure that voice calls and other channels don't suffer. It also removes the need for supervisors to constantly adjust agent skills, helping maintain consistent service levels across all channels without manual intervention. Okay, so we've explored how to optimize agent capacity and balance their workloads, right? Now let's take a look at another high-impact area: email and case management. As more and more interactions move into asynchronous channels, it becomes increasingly important to improve both agent efficiency and customers' experience in these areas. That's why in this release, we've introduced several enhancements designed to help agents work faster and reduce manual overhead when managing cases and emails. Starting with that, agents can now quickly access full case context by clicking case numbers directly in the Activities tab. They can also customize which columns are visible, making investigations more efficient. On top of that, we've added personal case bookmarks which let agents keep track of important cases, even if those cases move queues or change statuses. It's just a lightweight way to stay organized, right? And when it comes to forwarded emails, agents no longer need to manually choose a disposition if one was already set. It's now automatically inherited, saving time and reducing errors. And finally, to help both agents and customers track emails more easily, case numbers can now be automatically inserted into outgoing email subject lines. Overall, these enhancements make email and case handling cleaner, faster, and more traceable. How cool is that? Okay, so we're actually nearing the end of our session. And for dessert, I've saved up a compilation of a few smaller, but nonetheless impactful features and enhancements. And first of all, this release introduces support for custom p-asserted identity SIP headers that you can set via a corresponding scenario block. But quick disclaimer here, please contact your service provider to enable this feature in your contact center. Coming up next, we've expanded the set of user properties supported in the Get User Configuration block, which now includes user data like additional phone types, title, location, as well as their recording and voicemail settings. The full list of supported fields is available in the release notes, so please refer there. Moving on, 533 provides a new option that allows after-call work timer to continue for the original interaction, even after the agent switches focus to another item. This feature was introduced as a countermeasure for a common work avoidance tactic reported by several of our customers. Next up, we now allow synchronization between screen and audio recording, which allows to pause both of them at the same time, reducing manual work and preventing compliance issues. Lastly, scenarios and workflows have been equipped with a new safeguard, parsing time limits, that prevent long regular expression processing from interrupting your business flows.